If you just learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube for the first time, then you probably learned on one of these, an original Rubik's Cube, or even worse, a dollar store cube. And if this is you, then turning at the incredible pace of the top Speedcube, it seems absolutely unbelievable. Then turning at the speed of top Speedcubes seems absolutely, utterly, certainly, completely impossible. And although a lot of it is skill, a lot of it also comes down to the cubes that they are using. They are using the latest cubes packed full of modern technology like maglev, ball core, all these fancy shenanigans. And they do get quite expensive at times. But if you're just starting out looking to get your first Speedcube for a great cheap price, then this video is perfect for you. So before we find out which cube to buy, we first have to find out what we're actually buying. Basically, cubes have corners and edges, which are two different piece types that clip under the center caps like this. The center caps are held onto the cube with a screw, which is screwed into the core, which is this little thing, and underneath the screw is a spring, or in some fancy cubes, two repelling magnets.
Hey you, get away from me.
Which is just... You can screw the screw in or out depending on how tight you want the cube to be, and you can also adjust the spring compression, which is how compressed the spring is. And this is how most Speedcubes work. But in recent years, with more technology advancements, there have been a lot more new features involved in Speedcubes nowadays. By far, the biggest improvement since the original Rubik's brand was corner cutting. It means that if you have the cube, it might be slightly misaligned, it can still turn through that, which means you don't need to focus on having it fully aligned every turn. You can just keep going, turning into the next one, which speeds it up a lot. Another super helpful thing is magnets. There are little magnets in the corners and edges of a lot of the cubes nowadays that help the cube to stay more stable when turning quickly. Recently, manufacturers have also been putting magnets between the corners, the stock of the corners, and the core, which helps the cube to stay even more stable. There are a couple of major cube manufacturers, including Garn, Chi, and Moyu. There are others out there, but these are the most common three. And different brands make cubes for different price points and with different feels. So for example, Garn makes the most flagship products. They're often over $100, but they have all of the latest gear. They got their maglev, they got their corner to core magnets, and they got all this other fancy stuff, and many of the top cubers use them. But some Speedcubers just don't really like the feel of Garn cubes, and they might like the feel of Moyu cubes more. So they might go to Moyu, which are known for having more cubes at all different price points, and they have a unique feel as well. And the same goes for Chi, but generally Moyu have faster cubes, and Chi have slower cubes. So a lot of the time cubes, it might not just be what's the best on paper, like the most features and stuff. It's a lot of the time about the feel of the cube. Different people have different preferences for that depending on their turning style, which is how maybe aggressive or smooth or accurate their turning style is. But with all that being said, these are the best products for a few different price points. First up, the Moyu RS3M 2022 Super Magnetic. The cube is very good. For only 18 Australian dollars, this cube is magnetic and it's overall just a very solid option. It fits a lot of different turning styles, and many top cubers also switched to this cube when it first came out. And it's overall just a great option. You can't go wrong with it. It's a good price and you'll probably like it. If you're just looking for the cheapest cube you possibly can that turns better than a Rubik's brand, then the Chi Warrior S is going to be your best option. For only 8 Australian dollars, this cube has corner cutting and it turns pretty quickly. It doesn't have magnets, but it does get the job done. For only $8, it is a significant upgrade from the original Rubik's brand. And yeah, if you're just first getting speedcubing, you want something that's really cheap, then the Chi Warrior S is a great option for that. If you have a little bit of a larger budget, then the Moyu Huameng YS3M ball core version is what I would recommend. It does have a few different versions, but the ball core one is the one that I like the most. Now the ball core is basically just that corner to core magnet system, which helps keep it stable, and it really helps this cube because it's quite fast, like a lot of other Moyu cubes. And this cube fits a lot of different turning styles. Many top cubers, including Max Park, use this cube, and I main it for 3x3 blindfolded. It fits a large majority of turning styles, and if you can spend a little bit more, about 45 Australian dollars, then I would strongly recommend getting the Moyu Huameng YS3M ball core. If you guys do want to purchase any of these cubes, then you can for a great cheap price at dailypuzzles.com.au. You can get a huge discount, 5% off by the way, if you use code SWIFTCUBING at checkout, and it also helps me out heaps. I hope this video helped guide you to find out what first Speedcube to buy, and let me know in the comments which one you'll be picking up from this video. See ya, have a good day.